Hey guys, today I'm replacing my exterior door handle on my Civic on the passenger side door. Same on the driver's side, but since I'm doing the job anyway, I figured I'd record it and let you guys see how I do it. So here's the culprit. You can see it broke off the whole handle part. I can still open the door from these little arms, but I had a friend who tried to open the door when I wasn't there and it was iced over. He figured he could pull on it hard enough and it could open. Thing is, he didn't know the door was also locked. So, yeah, thanks. I'll show you where I'm gonna start with this. And here's the interior of the door. This is this is for 99 2000s. My year is a 2000. Might be slightly different for 96, 98, but anyway. First thing you want to do is just pop off this speaker cover, which literally you're gonna snap right off. Then there's screws to remove to take off the door paneling. There are 3 here by my speaker. 1, 2, and 3. There's a hole back here. There's a screw here. And one right there in the handle part. They're all Phillips heads, so just grab a Phillips screwdriver and remove all those screws. Okay, the screws are out. This piece will just pull right up. It's kind of easier if you pull it forward and lift it back up and then pull it out from the front. There's a little harness for the power windows. You disconnect that and then set this to the side. Just so you see how to take this off. Here's the underside of it. The tab from the clip goes into the connector here, so just push in and then pull out. Ooh, another thing is before you take this off, make sure your window is all the way up, because we'll need the room to get around the handle over here. We need the window up out of the way, so put it up before you disconnect that. If you've already taken your door panel off completely, then you can always hook the clip back up to this section and then raise it up. For this little part, it's loose too. You can just pull it out from the sides. Then you have to pull the handle, kind of maneuver it and angle it to where it will come off. Just like that. And if you have the power lock, the power lock is on the driver's side door. So you'll need to also remove the clip from the wiring there. Looks like I don't have one on the passenger side. Okay. Now for taking this panel off, it's clipped all around the underside and the back side, or the right side I should say. Then the whole thing lifts up out of the window lining here and comes right off. And you might need to also pop this little guy out. There we go. It's just clipped in. Alright, you can use a screwdriver and gently pry or work your hand under it and get all those clips out. There we go. Well, now we're loose. Should lift up and out. Alright, I switched to wide angle so you get a better view, but you lift it up out of the tracking and it comes right off. And then do not pull it all the way off with strength of Hercules before you notice that this is clipped into the speaker here. So you need to disconnect the clip for the speaker. And just for ease of reference, the clip for the speaker has 2 tabs on the sides. So you squeeze those and pull it out. That's pretty easy. Okay, then you'll have to peel back your plastic over here around the door handle area. And I'll show you what's up in a second. So taking a look through that hole in the metal at the inside of the handle, this is what we're working with. So you're going to need a 10mm socket for this bolt and this bolt right there. What we're going to do is pry up this yellow clip here on this rod, and the rod should pull out from this plate. Then up top, I'm going to put a screwdriver in between this plastic arm and the rod and pop the rod out. There's a plastic clip that's holding it in. If that breaks, no big deal. Your new handle should come with the new plastic piece inside of it. So no worries there. Just pop it out. After we get those rods out, we'll take out those 10mm bolts. Okay, just to give you a better view and understanding of this, the yellow clip actually presses on from the side. There's a gap on the right side, so just get some leverage and push to the left on it, and it will swivel, pop off the clip and swivel that way. So that's how you get that out. And then you pull this right out. Oop, just like that. So this end's free. Let's work on that other rod. Okay, I'm having trouble with that top rod. So what I'm going to do is try to get the rest of it loose and pull it to the outside of the door, and then try to tackle that end. Anyway, on this lock cylinder, there's a clip that fits around it. This clip here. It's actually inside of this metal covering here. It's on the back side of this. But with this slot there, focus, with that slot there, you can get what I have here is a very tiny flathead screwdriver, and so it allowed me to get in there pretty easy. It's like this. Stick that end in, and once you get under that clip, just push down with all your might and it'll pop right out. So the next thing I did was loosen those bolts up. Got one out. Just going to take the other one out here. Alright. Okay, I took those 2 bolts out, and as you can see, the whole handle assembly is loose from the door, and you can see daylight coming through. But once you take this yellow clip off of the rod here and pry out that metal lock cylinder clip, the whole lock assembly piece just slides right out from that plastic handle, and actually the metal framing comes out with it too. I'll show you this. So this whole assembly just came right out. As you can see, it's your lock cylinder. So now I can pull the handle through a little bit on the outside and work on that one rod. So I kind of wiggled it out here, and it hangs outside so you can get a better angle at it and better view at it. But this rod goes into the plastic clip, and the plastic clip has these tabs on the back side. I'm going to try to pry those tabs a little bit, see if it'll come out together. If not, I'll just pry until that plastic clip breaks. Or I suppose you could just cut the plastic. Well, we'll see. So apparently it didn't like being pried on. It was really in there. So the handle piece actually broke here. And this was pulled right off. So either way, it's off and it's getting replaced. So now it's time to put the new one in. Just to show you the side by side here. They are identical, and make sure yours is before you do this. So installation is going to be same as reverse. First thing I did is pop that rod into the new plastic clip on the new handle. Then I'll wiggle it back inside the door. Get it in place. And work on it from the other side. Ah, it looks so much better already than the broken one. Next, I'm going to slide this lock cylinder assembly back in place. It's a good thing to note that when you take the clip out, some of you couldn't see this before, but yes, there is a slot under there. So when you go at the clip, it does have a place to pop out at. When you put it back into the new handle, there's no need to take the clip off of that section first, because on the back side of the cylinder you see these are tapered. So this will actually just push right in with the clip already in the plastic assembly, and then push until it snaps into that slot. Okay, so I actually found it easier to go ahead and put the bolts back in and put the metal plate or bracket for that lock cylinder on when you put the right side bolt in. Tighten that up, and then it'll be much easier to push this into the clip. Okay, so that was really easy. You have some wiggle room with this rod here to get that cylinder in, and then press it on in and just snapped right into that clip. So then obviously the next step would be to put the end of this little rod back into the hole in the plastic clip, which is on the metal arm, and then swing that little yellow clip back onto the rod. It pushed on really easy, wasn't very hard. So there, you essentially have the new door handle all installed, and now we're just going to put the door panel back on. Another good thing to add is, once you're at this point, before you put all the door paneling back on, test it out and make sure that it works great. And it does. So let's get that panel back on. To do that, we just slide it or sit it along the top first and get that in and push down, and then the rest will clip back on and then screw back on. Don't forget to hook up your speaker wire first. I found it's easiest to, when you put it on there, get the front end in the track first, and then after that the back will seat nicely. So then pop all those clips back in place, and then we'll screw it together. Okay, got all the screws back in and all the covers in place, like that one. Just another final test to make sure. Ah, so nice. Well guys, I know this isn't studio quality, but I hope I at least helped you by giving you some good angles to see the things. And it's a very easy job. Don't be afraid of the rods. It was really no big deal.